Imagine waking up in the morning. The sun hasn't even risen yet, but your hand instinctively reaches for your phone. Before your feet touch the ground, before you've even taken a deep breath, you're already scrolling. Notifications, reels, endless feeds. It feels automatic, like breathing. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Every time you do that, your brain is being hijacked. The dopamine trap is already pulling you in. It's invisible, it's subtle, and it's powerful. And unless we wake up to it, it will quietly shape our lives, our emotions, and even our identity. That's why this conversation matters, because awareness is the first step to freedom. The dopamine trap works because it gives us tiny hits of pleasure that fade almost instantly. You see a like, you feel good, you watch a funny clip, you laugh. But seconds later, the feeling is gone, and you're left craving more. This cycle rewires the brain to chase instant gratification instead of long-term fulfillment. It makes us restless, unable to focus, always searching for the next hit. Think about how often you check your phone without even realizing it. That's not just habitude conditioning, and the more we fall into it, the emptier we feel. What makes this trap so dangerous is that it disguises itself as harmless entertainment. Social media, short videos, even news apps are designed to keep us hooked. They use unpredictability, the same principle casinos use with slot machines. Sometimes you see something exciting, sometimes you don't. That unpredictability keeps you swiping, refreshing, checking again. And just like gambling, scrolling becomes compulsive. We tell ourselves we're in control, but the truth is, the design is controlling us. The emotional cost is enormous. We lose hours every day, but more importantly, we lose clarity. We lose the ability to sit still, to think deeply, to connect meaningfully. We start comparing ourselves to others, feeling inadequate, anxious, or lonely. We burn out, not because we're working too hard, but because our attention is constantly fractured. And yet, we keep scrolling, hoping the next post will finally make us feel better. But it never does. That's the trap. It promises relief, but delivers emptiness. Think about the last time you scrolled late at night. You told yourself it would be just a few minutes, but when you finally put the phone down, did you feel satisfied, or did you feel drained, guilty, maybe even a little lost? That emptiness is the signature of the dopamine trap. It is the evidence that what we reconsuming, isn't nourishing us, it is consuming us. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. We chase pleasure, but the more we chase, the faster it slips away. The brain adapts to every hit of dopamine, demanding more and more to feel the same level of satisfaction. That's why scrolling never feels enough. That's why one more video turns into 10, and 10 turns into an hour. The treadmill keeps moving, but we never arrive anywhere meaningful. And here's the paradox. We scroll because we're looking for connection, entertainment, or relief from boredom. Yet the more we scroll, the more disconnected we feel. We scroll because we want to escape stress, but often we end up more anxious. We scroll because we want to feel inspired, but instead we feel drained. It's like drinking salt water. When you're thirsty, it looks like it should help, but it only makes things worse. The hidden cost is even greater than we realize. Hours vanish into the feed, but nothing changes in our real lives. We lose focus because our brains are constantly trained to expect distraction. We lose connection because instead of talking to the people around us, we escape into screens. We lose clarity because our minds are cluttered with fragments of other people's stories, leaving little space for our own. And the worst part is that we often don't even notice the loss until it is too late, until we look back and realize how much time slipped away. Imagine what you could have done with those hours. Learned a skill, had a conversation, reflected on your goals, or simply rested. Instead, they vanish into the endless scroll. But here's the good news. Awareness is the first step to breaking free. The moment you notice how scrolling makes you feel, you begin to take back control. Start small. Set boundaries. Decide not to scroll before bed, or limit yourself to a set time. Replace scrolling with something that nourishes you. Journaling, reading, reflecting, or even just sitting quietly with your thoughts. Try connecting with someone in real life, or leaving a meaningful comment instead of just liking a post. These small shifts can change the way you experience your time and your mind, and over time, they rebuild a sense of fulfillment that scrolling steals. Breaking free requires courage. It means admitting that we're not as in control as we think. It means setting boundaries, deciding when and how we'll use our phones, instead of letting them decide for us. It means replacing scrolling with activities that bring real fulfillment. Reading, journaling, exercising, reflecting. It means training our brains to enjoy delayed gratification, because that's where true satisfaction lies. And it means reconnecting with ourselves, because the more we scroll, the further we drift away from who we really are. Here's a simple experiment you can try tonight. Instead of scrolling before bed, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, am I choosing this, or is the dopamine trap choosing for me? Write down one thought about your day. Notice how you feel afterward. Tomorrow, compare that feeling to the emptiness you usually feel after scrolling. That small shift can be the beginning of breaking free. And if you repeat it day after day, you'll start to rebuild your focus, your clarity, and your sense of control. The dopamine trap is everywhere, but so is your power to resist it. Your attention is the most valuable resource you have, and every swipe spends it. The question is whether you reinvesting it in what matters or wasting it on what doesn't. If you've ever felt stuck in this cycle, know that you're not alone. Millions of people are waking up to the same realization, and you can be one of the few who chooses freedom over compulsion. That's what Rise and Reflect is all about, helping you see the patterns, break the cycles, and reclaim your life. So comment below how the dopamine trap shows up in your life. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and remember, awareness is the first step to breaking free. The second step is action, and the third step is reflection. Together, those steps can transform not just your relationship with technology, but your relationship with yourself.